Hey, how's it going, everybody? In this video, I'm gonna teach you everything you need to know to start coding with Java. If you have never coded anything in your life, don't worry. We're going to start from the very beginning. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Let's jump right in. To start coding in Java, you need two things: a Java Development Kit, JDK. A JDK compiles your code into bytecode that runs on your machine. Second, you'll need an integrated development environment, an IDE. An IDE is a fancy term for a code editor in which you write your code. So please refrain from using Notepad. So let's begin with downloading JDK. So I have the tab opened. Just type Java download in Google and go to this Oracle link. Choose your operating system. I'm on Mac OS. You need to know the system architecture. So on Mac OS, you can do that by typing uname-a and it will give you the architecture of your system. So I am on ARM64 and I'll be downloading this DMG installer. Save, wait for it to download, click on it. So we have the version 24, the latest version. Install, put in my password, install software, and voila, we're done. And to verify that, just go to terminal again and write java-version, and it gives the Java 24.0.1. So it's successfully installed. Let's close that and let's download an IDE. So I'll be using IntelliJ Community Edition. It's free. So go to the first link. So you do not need this IDEA Ultimate version. Scroll below and you'll find the Community Edition. Just download it. I've already have installed the IntelliJ IDEA, but I'm using the Ultimate Edition, so it doesn't make a difference. So choose this Community Edition, download and install. Okay, let's go to IntelliJ IDEA. So this is how it should look, the interface, when you download the Community Edition. I don't think there is any difference. Now let's close this and create a new project, and we'll name the project as my sample project. Okay, we already have a project with the same name, so let's go with hello world. And we're going to go with the latest version that we installed, Java 24. I have other versions as well, but I'm going to be using the latest one. Okay. Now we're not going to be, if you have this add sample code as checked, just uncheck it so that it doesn't give you some sort of sample code. Okay. So uncheck that, and you do not need to go to the advanced settings, just leave everything as is. Okay, and if you want, create a Git repository. If you don't, just leave it unchecked. Click on create and it creates a project for you. Now this is the space where all your files live. On the left hand side, this part, all your code files, and in this right hand side you will write your code. Okay, so first thing that we'll do is click on src, right click, new Java class, and let's call it main. Now everything that you write in Java has to be inside of a class. Okay, do not worry if you do not understand the meaning of these words. Okay, I'll be explaining each and everything in the upcoming videos, but for this, just remember that this is our class name, main, and it has to match the file name that you're writing your code in. So if you have the class as main, your file also has to be main. Okay, and the second thing that you need to remember is that your class name should start with an uppercase letter. Okay, now let's write some code here. Okay, now I hope you guys can read this, or maybe I can increase the font size. This must be readable. Okay, so this is the basic program that you need to get started with Java. Okay, so let's click on run. and it says process finished with exit code 0. It means that your program ran successfully without any errors, right? But where did it come from? We didn't print anything, right? So it's by default in IntelliJ. If you run this code in another, let's say IDE, let's say Eclipse, it won't give you this line here. Okay, it's specific to IntelliJ that it gives you this statement that process finished with exit code 0, which tells you that your code compiled successfully and it ran successfully. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to print something here. So in order to print something in Java, you need system.out.print, not put, should be out, and whatever you have to write, just pass it into double quotes and make sure you are ending your statement with a semicolon. Okay, so if you click on this run button again, so it says hello world. Okay, now the few things that you need to keep in mind: your code has to have a main method. Okay, this is our method, whereas this main is our class. And how do you differentiate between these two? So if you see this class, it starts with these parentheses, right, and it ends here. But this main method, it has these braces here, these circular braces. I think that's what they're called, parentheses. Yeah, so that's how you define a function in Java. Okay, do not worry if you do not understand what I'm saying right now, because we'll be covering all these things in depth in the coming videos. Okay, so if you run this program without, let's say, let me just remove everything and see, you can't run it because you do not have a main method in here, right? So you need to have this main method in order for your program to run. So you see this button is now enabled. If I just remove this again, you see this button is disabled now. Okay, now this another thing that you need to remember is that anything that you print has to be in double quotes if it is a string, if they are multiple characters, right? If you have to print a single character, you can do it like this. Okay, it will print C here, right? But if you put in multiple characters, you see it gives you an error that it is a string and it has to be in double quotes. So if you type it like this, it will run successfully. Okay, CA. Now there are a few things that I think we should cover in this video. So comments are for developers so that they can write something that they can later reference to. Okay, so it is for you and not for the compiler just ignores the comments. So start a comment, just put in 2 forward slashes and write this is a comment, and you see how the color just changes. It is all in green and it will be ignored by the compiler. If I click on play button here, you see it still prints CA and not the comment here. Now this is a single line comment, but if you have, let's say you want to write a comment that expands over multiple lines, so what you'll do, if I just write here, this is a comment again, so you see it starts giving me an error because these are not identified by the IDE, by the compiler, right? Let's just remove this, forward slash star and then star and then forward slash again. So this is how you can write a comment that expands over multiple lines. Okay, and you don't even need these stars here at the start. The one thing that, actually two things that you need are this forward slash star, and then you need to close this comment with putting a star before the forward slash, right? So you need to remember the syntax. That is forward slash star and then star forward slash. All right, so this is a multi-line comment and this is a single line comment. Okay, let's just remove this. So let's just copy this statement again and change this to hello world. This is Java coding. Okay, and let's just print. So you see we got hello world, and just after that, without any space, we've got this is Java coding. So that is because we are using this print method, which does not end on a new line after it prints anything that is given to it. So what I mean is it prints the hello world and the cursor stays on the same line, and when we print this, it starts from the exact place where this previous statement ended, right? In order to print this line on the new line, you have to do ln, which is system out print a new line. Okay, so if you click on play button again, you see hello world, and then the cursor, because of this ln print ln method, the cursor moved to the second line, and now we are printing this on a new line. And let's just print a third statement, and here we are still going to be using print so that you do not have any confusion. And let's just say QWERTY. You see this will be on same line. So you see this is Java coding and full stop, and then QWERTY on the same line. So if you want QWERTY on the new line, you need to make sure that your previous statement is ending on a new line. Okay, so hello world, this is Java coding, and then QWERTY. Okay, so this was a very simple program that you could write in Java as a beginner. I know there are few things that you may not have understood, why we have written public class here, public static void here, and why do we need to print like this. And if you're coming from other languages such as Python, you may think that okay, this code is way more verbose than it is in Python, because in order to print something in Python, you just need a single line of code, right? You do not have to write all of these things, right? But don't worry, I'll explain each and everything in the upcoming videos. So I think that is it for this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.